We say to ourselves, I don't like politics. It is petty. It fights dirty. Yet, while we spit on petty thieves, we hail politicians, appeasing the gods of Lagos Assembly. There has been recent kudos and knocks, or if you like, back and forth against David Adeleke, aka Davido, over a recent statement he made in an interview he granted on the Big Homie House podcast in faraway America, especially the part where he said, we do not have best leaders, and also said our economy is in shambles. While some have called for his head, others have given him kudos for speaking truth to power. Mind you, Davido uncle Seth, now governor of Osun State, remember the dancing governor. And Davido didn't exonerate his uncle. So his uncle is among the worst leaders that he's talking about. So please cut Davido some slacks. Or are we denying the fact that our economy is currently in shambles and the government, both local, state and federal government, keeps telling people to be patient that things will improve, while government officials are feeding fat? Those they are governing are crying of poverty and hunger by the day. Corruption is prevalent across every corner and facet of the economy, both public and private, as those waiting to steal are more than those stealing. The current CBN governor, Cardoso, has thus far raised the MPRO by 875 base points since he assumed office, to the extent that it's almost as if we are operating a boju-boju economy, or economy of the more you look, the less you see. And now, take-home pay can no longer take people home. And some offices have even resorted to working 3 days a week. I've been allowed to say, despite the fact that we have crude oil in abundance, we can hardly refine our own crude. Look at the recent back and forth with Sahara reporters and NNPC over the claim that Port Harcourt refinery is now producing premium motor spirit. It don't reach when shame, suppose they catch anybody in government, or in Nigeria, on how collectively we have sunk. Yet, in the midst of this hunger, challenges, and uncertainty, some people don't start politics of who go become governor of Lagos come 2027. While some miserable and mischievous people have been endorsing Sheyi, the son of President Tinubu, for governor of Lagos come 2027. Even as his father, a president who allegedly built Lagos, is yet to come to term on how to build Nigeria. Anyway, that's a joke, because, Anyway, may I just leave that story for another day. Lagos, the most populous city in West Africa, whose budget presentation usually or would have been an opportunity to showcase itself to the world once again on the potential investment opportunities inherent therein, was ridiculed by rifts, innuendos, requests for appeasement, and the 2027 governorship ambition during the recent budget presentation for the 2025 fiscal year, when the Speaker of the State House of Assembly stylishly denied and also declared his intention to run for the same governorship position, and also used the opportunity to draw mere mortal like us to the attention of the unnoticed rift between the executive and the legislative arm of government in Lagos State. Now you don't see him. In his words, it is important to state here that this house here is a temple and a sanctuary, just like every other temple everywhere, where we all worship. No one will violate any temple and expect the gods to accept his or her sacrifice. And if such happen, there must be appeasement to the gods to accept such atonement. Now, wow, for appeasement. Is such statement not more demarketing of Lagos and Nigeria to the international community than what Davido said? Well, Lagosians, I go beg una, I beg. Maybe we should beg our governor so that he can call Ifa priest. Let him prepare the sacrifice so that we can all carry to the State House of Assembly or to appease the gods of the temple so that they can pass the budget. We might even need to call Songo or Batala, Ogun, and other gods to help us appease these gods in the temple of Lagos State House of Assembly to accept the appeasement. Maybe that now why Lagos State House of Assembly suspended the chairman of Alimosho local government from office in clear violation of the constitution for refusing to appease the gods of the temple. Oh, I see. Anyway, that's why I'm wearing white today, so that I too can appease the gods of the temple. The gods of the temple, I appease you now, I hail you now. Well, with this kind of behavior and posturing from a State House of Assembly, that's a government that is supposed to be closer to the people, will Nigeria not continue to be in shambles beyond 2027? Will the quality of our leadership be better than what we currently have? Won't we continue to be appeasing gods of the temple for there to be development in our country come 2027? Anyway, I will leave the gods of the various temples and you to answer that question. So I will therefore advocate Why we can quarrel and fight over statement, demarketing or marketing our country. In actual sense, we all demarket the country through our actions, inactions, silence and acquiescence. Nobody did demarket our country like our politicians with their behavior, greed, impunity, incompetence, corruption, lack of integrity, dishonesty, indecency, and incompetent leadership style. Government should see criticism as feedback from those they govern and use such criticism as stepping stone to reassess and reevaluate their policies to enable them do better instead of hiring plenty SA and SSAs to abuse and fight every critic like they go hire to fight me and abuse me. Also, our leaders didn't fall from the skies. They are our parents, our brothers, sisters, and relatives. What do we tell them when we are with them? Do we spit on the one that have stolen from us like we do petty thieves? Or do we hail them as my leader, most distinguished, and his excellency? What you bring for us? What do we tell them? Also, remember, no matter how much they try to discourage us, we will have to consistently fight on until the good people overcome the bad ones who have all turned themselves into tin gods in our various temples and bring Nigeria back to its place of pride as the pride of the black world. Until then, Aluta should continue. Well, now find place for me to leave am here for today until next week. And please feel free to add your comments, agreeing or disagreeing, on all our social media platforms. If you like, insult me. Share so that they go hear. For every stumbling block can be a stepping stone. It depends on how you see it and what you make of it. And for Nigeria to not be in shambles, the best of our leaders has to govern the rest of us. See you next week as we continue to appease the gods. Thank you.